I'll have you know there were culinary delights again here at the castle. We got another lobster shipment from Lobsterland, and this time she steamed the lobster, and we got hoagie rolls. This could be my new favorite sandwich. Hoagie rolls that were then had the liquid butter drizzled upon them and browned in the oven and slathered with Louisiana remoulade, and then that...
Say that again?
Louisiana remoulade.
Very nice.
Some remoulade.
I like the way you say it.
Well, there you go. It's very Cajun-y. The Louisiana remoulade. Anyway, we slathered that over there and then put the hot lobster on top of that with more butter, and then hit it with the Old Bay and put the top of the hoagie roll on there, and oh my gosh, the crunch and the juiciness and the buttery and the lobstery, and it was just fantabulous. And I responded the following day, New Year's Day, by preparing my world-famous meatloaf. World-famous meatloaf, 3 pounds of ground beef, and also there's green peppers, and also there's onions, and some beefy onion soup mix, along with some pepper and a little Quaker steak and lube chipotle barbecue seasoning, mixed up with some breadcrumbs and formed out on a pan with tomato paste, icing it. You ice it like a cake with the tomato paste. Never ketchup on a meatloaf. Always brown gravy on top of that tomato paste, and you put that in the oven, and then some brown gravy, and there you go. I've got a new favorite dessert that I just invented, by the way.
Does it contain meatloaf?
No, it does not contain the meatloaf.
Yeah, 3 pounds of that. What are you going to do with all that?
Well, Stace wanted some, and I had 2.5 pounds, and there you go. But anyway, remember, I've got some room because it's New Year's. I've got to back off on this, but I've only gained like 5 pounds. I got a wild hair up my ass the other day, and picked up some donuts, some glazed donuts. I hadn't had donuts in a long time, but I was standing there at the deli counter, and there was donuts, and I picked up the donuts. But the donuts didn't have enough glaze on them for my taste. They were a little dry. So you know what I did, Brian? I got creative. And I went and I got a plate, and I put those donuts on a plate, and I put it in the microwave, and I heated those donuts up, and then I put some good old log cabin maple syrup on the top of those things and ate them with a knife and fork.
And you liked it?
And I liked it. What do you think about that now? I'm sure you always have trouble with everything that I like to eat.
You put the maple syrup on after you microwaved it?
Yes.
I mean, it sounds messy, but I have no problem with that. It sounds delicious.
Oh, that you've got no problem with.
Donuts, microwave. Well, hot donuts covered in maple syrup. I'm willing to try that.
Okay. Well, now
maybe some powdered sugar
for the new year.
How do you feel about powdered sugar on the top?
Now, fuck you.
No.
You son of a bitch.
You're being over the top, but you don't have a problem with powdered sugar.
No, I won't get that upset about it. I just thought we found common ground, and then you just go crazy off the beam.
Are you okay with powdered sugar? You haven't committed to that yet.
I guess if I had some powdered sugar, I'd put it on there and see what I thought of it.
Okay.
I didn't happen to have any powdered sugar.
You're trying to redeem yourself after you turned heel with the pizza argument. Everyone turned on you. You got no one on your side.
No. Hey.
What a wonderful heel turn. I just sat here doing nothing, and you did all the work.
No, the quality people agreed with me. The hoi polloi, the common folks, the people without the proper taste bud apparatus in their mouths, they sided with you because there's. I mean, I'm sorry. It's just like in all things, having proper cultured taste buds is something that only the few of us at the top have. Some people think that you ought to be eating dough. You ought to be eating dough with just sauce on it. For heaven's sake.
Or syrup. Just dough with syrup on it. Hot dough with syrup. Some people think you should be eating hot dough with syrup.
Well, now wait a minute. Is there such a thing? Is there such a thing as a pizza nut, or maybe a doza? You put a pizza on top of the crust is made out of the donut. Don't you see? Don't you see, Matthew?
Have you ever had a pizza bagel? Like a real one, not like one of the microwave ones that you get in the store in the frozen section.
No, I have not even heard of a pizza bagel.
Okay. Pizza bagel is also what some guys I know used to call the girls on Long Island who were half Italian, half Jewish. They would call them pizza bagels.
That's just rude.
A good pizza bagel, and for the first time in years since Waldbaum's and Oceanside closed, I found a good pizza bagel. A good pizza bagel is like the greatest thing because you get a good bagel and it's a pizza. You get sauce and then there's usually no toppings. Funny enough, like a real pizza, no toppings on that. God damn it. But
Here we go again. I was going to say, where do they put the sausage on the bagel? Or the pepperoni? They don't put any of that on the bagel.
I've never seen one of those on a pizza bagel.
And the bagel, as we know, is just stale, chewy bread.
Unlike those hot donuts.
Oh, those are filled with all kinds of goodness. But let's get back to what I said. Could we make a pizza crust out of donut dough so that you get the donut taste and then have the toppings on there? I wonder if that would work.
Don't they make pizzas? And I don't know if this is something you would endorse or enjoy, but I think I've seen this where they make pizzas with pretzel bread as the crust. Does that interest you?
No, see, now there again, pretzels.
Do you like a hot pretzel?
All pretzels is just chewy, flavorless, stale dough.
There's nothing.
Either they're chewy or they're potentially crispy. Now the little thin, crispy pretzel, like the rolled gold in a bag, the little thin ones that go crunch.
I'm talking about. No.
Then that's an okay pretzel. But to just have a pretzel, at least sometimes you dip it in some cheese whiz, and that might work. But without something on it, or dip it in grape jelly, something. But just a pretzel?
Before I say this, I understand.
Maybe that's just to work your jaw muscles.
I could hear your objections already, but there's nothing as good as a New York City street pretzel if you have the right guy who's been doing it the right way.
Now, wait a minute. Now, how do you ascertain who the right guy is? Do you go up to this fucking homeless bum pushing a wheelbarrow that says pretzels 10 cents on the side of it, and it's got all the fumes from the buses and the trucks and the dump fucking trucks and the taxi cabs and people walking down the street spitting about and flimming all over the place, and the guy wheels up in a wheelbarrow? How do you interrogate him about whether he's the right pig? Did you make these pretzels in the proper bathtub? Was it a number 2 wash tub? Did you have Granny's old wash water from laundry last week to wash off the dishes and to make the yeast and everything? How do you interrogate one of these people? Find out if he's the right person.
Yeah, I'd love to hear you interrogate someone that way with cars going by. You'd have to scream everything. But no, the way you do it by trial and error. If just about every day for a while, you're going to have to walk downtown, let's say from 55th and Madison to Penn Station. That's a good 25-minute walk. Listen to some music. You want to grab something to eat along the way. You try one of these guys. If the pretzel has the right amount of salt on it, if the mustard's okay, if it's good bread, if it's a good pretzel, then you may return to that person.
Mustard on the thing?
Of course.
And so can you tell, like, the different blocks by what color the pretzel is, by the shade of the soot that is sitting on it when it comes off one of those roadside carts? What about when the mounted police, they're in New York, they're police and they're riding horses like Dennis Weaver in a 1973 episode of the Sunday Night Mystery Movie. Look that one up, kids. And when the horse walks by with the cop on it and the horse farts and all the flatulence, the horse flatulence, kind of settles down over the top of that food cart like a blanket. Can you tell that? Can you tell whether it was old Rusty or one of the particular police horses there that you might know by first name? Can you tell that?
Yes.
You just stop. Now you've just rolled over.
There's no answer for this.
You've just rolled over and quit now with it. I don't want to eat anything off of the side of the street in New York City with the you can literally look up and see the air in New York City.
Okay, I don't think it's that bad. It's not Los Angeles. Are you against food trucks?
Well, not now. See, now with the truck, then you have some enclosure over at least the top of the food, and it's being cooked in a contained environment. But then again, considering the lackadaisical nature of what I ascertained to be cleanliness standards there in New York City, with the shops you go into and you look behind and around and you say, oh, okay, I don't know what, but a normal city with a food truck and a nice catchy name. And, they've got the puns and
oh yeah, that's
ODB's
important.
was the meet and greet, ODB's meet and greet, see, MEAT, meet and greet, but anyway, and you look and you see, check out the guy's fingernails that are handing you your food and stuff like that. I don't have a problem with the food.
They wear gloves.
In a normal place.
They wear gloves now. The reputable ones.
I just don't want my food to be out exposed in the New York City metropolitan area with all the fumes being belched about by a variety of things, both mechanical and bestial.
Oh, it's good for you. It makes you tough.
Well, all right. I'd rather have my home-cooked lobster rolls, thank you very much. Why you must be overloaded with carbs. You need to go to the doctor. You eat pizza crust with just dough and sauce.
I don't eat it every day.
You eat pretzels, just dough.
I haven't had a pretzel in a while.
You're just talking about eating, just chewing on bread all the time.
On my desk right now, I have a beautiful, I can't wait to eat this thing, Honey Crisp apple. It looks delicious. I have some clementines, and I have some stuff from nuts.com that's over here. But let's talk about what's on my desk. Yes, right, clementines.
Oh, my darling, oh, my darling, oh, my darling clementine.
Well, you sound just like alfalfa.